Today's lesson is long division. So let's look at our first problem. We read this as 93 divided by 6. So that means I would have 93 of something, and I'm breaking it into 6 groups or groups of 6. So what we're going to do to make our facts easier is we are going to fill out this chart up top. Notice it starts with 0 and ends with 9. Okay, so I'm going to think of my 6's. First, I'm going to always start with 0, and then I'm going to skip count by 6's. 1 times 6 is 6. 2 times 6 is 12. 3 times 6 is 18. 4 times 6 is 24. 5 times 6 is 30. 6 times 6 is 36. 7 times 6 is 42. 8 times 6 is 48. 9 times 6 is 54. And you can use your 6 song to help you fill this out faster. Now that we have all of our facts down, long division is going to get so much easier. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to separate the 9 and the 3 and make it look like 2 separate problems. So I'm going to draw a little line there. And I'm going to think, how many groups of 6 can I pull out if I only have 9? So I have a 9. Let's look up here at our bottom numbers for a number that's close to 9. 6 is close to 9 without going over. 12 is close to 9, but it's too much. So the fact I'm going to use right now is one group of 6. So 6 goes into 9. I can take one group out, and I've used 6. Notice the fact that I circled was the 1 and the 6. The 1 went on top, and the 6 went on the bottom. So if I've circled a group of 6, how many will I have left over? I take 6 away from 9, and I have 3 remaining. Now, 3 tens, because this is the tens place, we're going to move over to this. So I'm going to take this 3, I'm going to draw one line through it, and I'm going to rewrite it here. So now I'm starting a new problem. My new problem is 33 broken into groups of 6. So I'm going to look for a number that's closest to 33 without going over. So let's check our bottom numbers. 30 is less than 33. 36 is too much. So we are going to go 5 times 6 is 30. That's the fact I'm going to use. So what do I put on top of 33? I'm going to put the 5 on top. What am I going to put below 33? I'm going to put my 30.
Hello.
Now I'm going to subtract. I made 5 groups of 6, which is 30. And how many will I have remaining? 33 minus 30 is 3. There are no more groups here to move my 3 to, so 3 is done. It is my remainder. So my answer for 93 divided by 6 is 15, remainder 3. Let's look at the next problem. I have 86 divided by 5. So I'm taking 86 pieces and I'm breaking them into groups of 5. So what I'm going to do on my chart, again, I've numbered 0 through 9. 0 will always go first. Now I'm going to skip count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and stop. All right. Now I'm going to split up 86, and let's look at the 8. How many 5s can I pull out of 8? Well, 8 is more than 5, so I know I can at least do one group of 5. Could I pull 2 groups of 5 out? Ooh, that would be 10. 10 is more than 8, so I can't do 2. So my first problem will be one group of 5. The 1 goes on the top of the 8, and the 5 goes on the bottom of the 8. And I subtract. 8 minus 5 is 3. This is remaining after I take away one group of 5. What do I do with it? Oh, I have another column here, so I'm going to add my 3 10s to the 6. So I'm going to do one line to cross it out and move it over here. Now I have 36 to break into groups of 5. So let's look up top. We need a number that is close to 36 without going over. Looking at my chart, 20 is less, 25 is less, 30 is less, 35 is less, 40 is too much. So 7 times 5 is 35. That's the fact I'm going to use. What goes on top of the 36? My 7 goes on top. What goes below my 36? 35 goes below. If I had 36 of something and I took away 7 groups of 5, I used 35 of them, I have how many left? 36 minus 35 is 1. There's nothing else here, so I am going to call this my remainder. I have 1 left. So 86 divided by 5 is 17, remainder 1. My next problem, I am doing 73 divided by 9. So let's fill in our chart. Always start with 0. Now we're going to skip count by 9s. Now I'm going to isolate the 7. How many times can 9 go into 7? So I'm going to look for a 7 up here. I have 0, I have 9. Wait, 9 is too much. So what should I use? Let's use our 0. 0 goes on top. 0 goes on the bottom. 7 minus nothing is 7. What am I going to do with this leftover? I'm going to cross it out, and I'm going to bring it up here. Okay. Some people will skip this step. I think it's important to do at the beginning so that you make sure your answer goes above this 3, or now we've made it a 73. So we know we're only going to have a 1-digit answer. Now I'm going to look for a number close to 73 without going over. So up here, 72 is close, 81 is too far, so let's use the 8 times 9 is 72. What goes on the top? The 8. What goes on the bottom? 72. And let's subtract. We pulled 8 groups of 9 out of this. And how many will be left over? How many will be remaining? 73 minus 72 is 1. So our answer is 8, remainder 1. My next problem, I have 83 divided by 2. So let's start putting our 2's up here. Again, always start with 0. 1 times 2 is 2. Now we can skip count 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. And if you know your 2 songs, you can sing them along to help you fill them out. Let's separate 83, and let's look at just the 8. 2 times what gets me closest to 8? Oh, 2 times 4 is 8. this is the fact we are going to use. What goes on top? The 4. What goes below? My 8. Eight minus 8 is 0. I have nothing to bring over because I've used it all. So now I just have 3, and I'm splitting it into 2 groups. So I'm just looking for 3, because even if I brought the 0 over, that's still just 3. So let's look up here. 2 is less, 4 is more. Oh, so I need to use 1 times 2. Okay. What goes on top? One group of 2 is 2. Subtract 3 minus 2 is 1. I have no other columns, so I am done. My answer is 41. Remainder of 1. It just happens to be a coincidence that a lot of these problems have a remainder of 1, but as we saw in the first problem, we did have a remainder of 3. What's important to remember with remainders, they always have to be smaller than the divisor. So if my divisor is 2, I will either have no remainder or I will have 1 remainder. If my divisor is 5, as long as my remainder is smaller than 5, so 4, 3, 2, 1, or nothing, are all acceptable divisors. I hope you enjoy that sheet. Ask me questions if you are still struggling to complete your math this way. Have a good day.